I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
Just buy a Mk1 Focus. We've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, we have. And we were threatening to, weren't we?
We were threatening to, and there's just been a huge fork of lightning outside my window.
Let's hope this doesn't derail it immediately, eh?
And a huge clap of thunder.
Oh, shit. We're going to be off the air.
Are we going to get disconnected in a minute? Let's find out.
Be fine.
It'd be, what can possibly...
It's more electricity. It's only going to aid progress.
Oh, no, well, you could look at it that way, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm going with that.
Yeah. Anyway, we were talking recently about a Focus that I'd seen an advert for. Excuse the creaking. And
right.
People should be used to it by now. It's a feature of this podcast.
It is. People think it's the chair, but it's actually you.
It's my legs. Yes. You haven't got squeaky hips. But let's not go there. Yes, and I had found an advert that piqued our interest.
Oh, it was very acceptable.
It was very acceptable. It was a very early 3-door, I seem to remember.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the exact price now, but we were talking hundreds.
Yes.
It was the most acceptable price. It was. And you had tasked me to follow that up. Well, I'd had quite a busy morning the following morning, but by the afternoon, I contacted the seller and, gone.
Yes, to be expected, I suppose, for something that was fully functioning and cheap.
Yeah, and it's the they are those early ones, because I think it was an S plate, wasn't it?
That does sound right.
They're quite sought after at the moment, so it wasn't a surprise that it was gone. But we did follow that up, but it was gone. I have spotted another one. I mean, there's many to choose from. There's one here. There's one here that's quite close to us. It's on Facebook Marketplace, so don't set your sights too high.
Is this the sort of one where if we were to make some sort of offer, we could sort of offer up a go on a sibling or something like that?
Let's just... There is a caravan in the pictures, so you never know.
We'll send your dad to do the deal then.
They haven't bothered.
Fellow caravanist.
Well, there you go. You see,
yeah.
And former Mk1 Focus owner.
Oh, he'll get us a few quid off.
He had one brand new.
They
haven't put a lot of effort into the pictures, like washing the car or anything, or indeed even getting the whole car into a single frame.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this already.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. It is it's a 2000, so it's a really early one.
Mm-hmm.
Indicators in the bumper early.
Excellent.
It is a 5-door hatch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 1.6 Z-Tech.
Mm-hmm.
It has done 134,000 miles.
Not too shabby, really.
Not for the age, no. It is in dark red.
Good colour for that era.
Good colour for that era. Alloy wheels, no particular dents or scrapes to speak of, although it is very muddy in the pictures, so it's hard to say. But the passenger mirror appears to be attached by some sort of bathroom sealant that has gone a bit brown. So that's quality. They say the water pump light is on, and they've been advised not to drive it further than 6 miles, which is very specific.
Very specific. And you telling me that Ford Focus has a specific water pump light?
Well, I'm skeptical of that because I don't think it does. But the seller does say in the advert that they have driven it for more than an hour and it was absolutely fine.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they went more than 6 miles.
Well, see, this is the thing, though, isn't it? It's very specific. It's got 8 months MOT. They say it's in very good condition for the age. I mean, I think we'll be the judge of that. The interior looks quite tidy. Original cassette radio. It's got air conditioning, heated windscreen. It's a fabric interior. It's a Z-Tech. I can't remember if I said that. The only funny thing about it is that it's an automatic.
Well, now that might be a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, I know. It robs the whole character of it, doesn't it? Because the whole point of the Mark 1 Focus is that it drove so well. With an auto box, so much of that sort of snappy gear change character that it had is going to be gone, isn't it? It's £600.
Okay, well, at £600, it's worth a look at the adverts.
They let me furnish you with a link. They say they have spent £700 on it.
Doesn't seem
in the
like
last few months, but well, no, indeed. Yeah, let me furnish you with a link, and you can have a look yourself. It is quite close to us geographically, so.
It's dreadful photos.
It's terrible, isn't it? I mean, it's really terrible.
Is that a close-up of bird shit on the bonnet?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Look at what I haven't cleaned right there.
There's a very small scrape on the rear driver's side bumper, but it's nothing major. It doesn't even look like it's broken the undercoat. So... factory mud flaps, I would say, but look at it. Yeah, check out that passenger mirror. Yeah, so that's factory, I think.
Nice.
And I think, old Hawkeye here, I think the grille has been replaced because I think that hash design was from the later ones.
Going in, I think I know what you mean, actually.
I think those earlier ones had slats, not the hash, not the crisscross design. I think the grille is from a later.
Jesus Christ! I've got your Storm.
Oh, has it arrived with you?
Yeah.
I think it's gone from here.
I nearly pooped my pants.
Yeah, so did I.
It was a big one.
Yeah, it was. It was a huge flash through my window. Not like that.
Oh, who's doing that?
Well, they're going to have to get up on a ladder for a start. I'm upstairs.
You dedicated pervert.
Oh, yeah. I like the effort that's gone into that.
Yeah, I've just looked up a picture of an early one, like you say, with the indicators and the bumpers, etc.
Yes.
And you are right, it's slats.
You see, that's the kind of nerdy, disturbing detail you don't get elsewhere.
That's it. That's why you're here, for your pervy Mark 1 Focus information.
There you go. In not a single picture, I don't believe, can we see a whole plate.
No, I've got bits and bobs.
Yeah, exactly. So that's disappointing. But I thought I'd point it out. That one has been there for a few days, not unsurprisingly.
That one will remain there for a few days, I get the feeling.
Well, I think, aside from all the bits and bobs on it, it's the fact that it's you don't want an auto. I think it robs it of too much of its character.
Yeah, so like you say,
there are certain cars that suit it, but not Mark 1 Focus. That must be quite rare.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought they sold many automatics.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
It's just not that sort of car, is it?
Oh, there we go. I'm just having a little skim through the less than comprehensive description. Has water pump light on. Been advised not to drive for longer than 6 miles, otherwise it will cut out. But we're stuck in traffic for an hour and it's absolutely fine. Water pump light. That bit amuses me enormously.
I don't think it has a water pump light.
So I saw it's not a coolant warning light of going, you ain't got any, mate.
You haven't got any, you need to put some in. Yeah. That would explain why they've told him not to drive it very far.
Or if it is a water pump issue, going, well, you may even still get the coolant light because no coolant circulating.
Yes, you probably would. Yeah. But on a Mark 1 Focus, that's not going to be an expensive fix.
Yes, I had that not so long ago on the Volvo, actually. Please put some
there you
coolant in.
There you
Because
go.
it's got in the expansion tank, it's got a really sensitive level meter. And I've had to, in the years of ownership, I've gave it that's a smidge of top up twice.
Right.
Because it said it tells you to stop immediately and fill it up. I have been driving for 4 hours. If I take the lid off that, I'm going to lose my face.
That's gonna, eyebrows gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. If it's all the same to you, I'll just plow on for a bit.
I'll just leave that for now.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
would you like to look at
there.
another one? Would you like to look at another one?
Have you got a better one than that?
I think the car is better. The photograph for singular is not much, but you do at least get a whole number plate.
Is it a screenshot of a photograph?
No, it's an actual photograph. It's not just a screenshot from a mobile phone.
That's one of my absolute favourites. You're on a device with the photograph in question on it, so I've screenshotted it.
Yeah.
Good God.
I heard that.
Wow.
Truth.
Wow, the room shook.
My word. Oh, it's here now.
What?
Wow, that was the shockwave. That was freaky. I could hear it at your end, and then I heard it here.
That's my fast internet, you see.
Really, it's affecting how fast the thunder travels through the sky.
Yeah, I'm claiming that.
You total idiot.
Oh dear.
What would Johnny Smith say? You wand of plenty. This one is this one's in Tiverton.
Okay.
So this one is £800, but I think it's worth the extra.
Okay, it's getting closer and the price is going up.
Allow me to. Yeah, well, that's what you get, isn't it? You have a look at that. This one's a 53 plates.
Later on, photo is appalling.
Yes, it is, but you do at least get a number plate. The description is very factual.
Goodness.
In fact, it is just a list of facts that I think they've read off the V5 because it actually says 2-axle rigid body. You mean it's a car?
That's the one. For goodness sake.
I've just listed everything on the V5.
You see, now we've got the issue of going, it is dirty diesel.
It is dirty diesel, but it does have a year's MOT.
Which, for someone like your good self.
Yes. I'd prefer a petrol, I must admit. But
still,
like it's the 1.8 diesel.
Yep,
details that are there. Only one photograph. It's in the pale metallic blue.
Maybe.
Yeah. Could be silver in a funny light, I grant you. Either way, I'm not bothered about the colour.
But you say that.
Yeah, I do say that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I could be lying.
Yeah, if someone's had a respray and made it hideous, then
if it was bright pink or something, then I might think twice. But I mean, in terms of a factory colour, I don't think there's any of them I would have a problem with.
Did you say that about daft colours in cars? I remember. Yeah, it was a few years back. When I still had my subscription to Motorsport magazine, and they were doing an article about the Isle of Man TT.
Oh yeah,
and it was some piss poor planning involved, and it was a last minute thing to send one of their journalists out there. And he in his article he wrote about the car right at the beginning and said, "I thought I'd chance my arm and ring up some hire car places on the Isle of Man to see what they had." It got laughed at a few times. And then one person went, "Yeah, we got a car. It's the only one left." He went, "I'll take it."
Oh, no.
And he said, "I got there. And it was a pink Micro CC."
Perfect.
Wow.
Like the one Top Gear had.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Really
that's a look, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a look.
Yeah, he thought he was counting his lucky stars. He'd managed to find the only hire car left, and it's left for a reason, mate.
Yeah, no one's going to drive that.
No.
A pink micro convertible.
At one of the biggest biker events on the planet.
Oh, they're going to love you.
You're going to get laughed at.
At least. Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get lynched. It's a friendly bunch, but you are going to make them spill their beer when they're laughing that hard.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. That's going to be bad. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Continuing the theme, I have actually found one even closer, and once again, the price has gone up.
Are we at 4 figures yet for closer?
No, still less than a grand.
Okay,
still less than a grand.
Go on then.
This one, this one's in Crediton. So again, even closer. Well, I'll just send it to you. This one's black. So that's all good.
So I have to pay more money and end up in Crediton.
Apparently.
I'm not
potential power steering issue. But this one's petrol.
Okay, that's a good start. Again, I mean, dreadful photographs.
Yes, although they are better than the previous two.
Which, I mean, it isn't saying much, is it, really?
No, it's not, no.
Mechanical.
No.
Okay.
1.6. Is that a 1.6? Can't quite tell.
Let me have a look. I skimmed. Yes, it is. Yep.
Yeah. So it's 1.6 petrol, which is what you want. 192,000 miles.
So it's slightly newer, but it's done more miles and definitely has some sort of mechanical issue, and yet they want the most money for it.
Yes. Yeah, bit weird that. But look, it comes with a spare wheel. They specifically mentioned that.
Complete with spare wheel and spare keys.
Yeah, there you go.
Good.
Beautiful. Yes, I should just wanted for the listener to say the one we were talking about the other week, so we were going to follow up on. We did, but we weren't quick enough.
Which is a shame because it's better than all three of these put together, if I'm honest.
Yeah. This is the pick at the moment.
But, yeah, I appreciate you looking. It's not your fault that we've got a sea of shit to look at.
Unfortunately, that's kind of where the Mk1 Focus is at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you are going to get your diamond in the rough like we found the other day.
Yes.
But it's one of those ones of going, right, well, we would genuinely go and buy it. We divvy it up, the cash, and just go and do it.
Yeah, we have said we would go 50-50 on that, and we just have it. But we shouldn't go north of a grand, and it needs to be more or less in one piece.
Yeah, those are some ropey examples, but we'll keep looking, and we are going to practice what we preach. If the right one crops up, we'll have it.
But it will have to be the right one. We're not just getting the first one we see. Well, we tried.
No, that's it. No. So. But that wasn't just the first one we saw. We were very happy with the spec and price.
Well, we were. That was a rare one. Yeah, that was a rare one, and other people obviously knew that too because it went very quickly.
Yes, well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, not in short supply. It's not a rare car.
No. Following up on the nonsense that we've done before, we did say that we were going to share our decision on MGs.
Yeah, we did. That didn't entirely go to plan, did it?
Not brilliantly. Not only did we forget to do it the week after we said about it, we're now a couple of weeks down the line.
Mm-hmm.
But having now slaved over the configurator, we found out that there wasn't really a configurator.
There isn't really one. Well, there is, but there's only two options.
Yes.
You choose your battery size and your colour.
Well, it's not just battery size, is it? Because you get your spec level. That trophy one is a bit fancier, isn't it?
Yeah, the battery size is part of it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, short range or long range. It's about 200 miles or just over 300 miles, I think, is the choice.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think we were going to have this wonderful debate and go, oh, you spec the best one. And I think we both ended up with a 5 long-range trophy in red.
We did. And that was it.
And
yes.
All right, that's it. It's certainly not a Porsche configurator, is it? Where
it certainly isn't. No, you can even choose the font that you have your badges in.
That backfired as additional content, that one.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, and we both had a look at it and thought, oh, this is going to take me about 20 seconds.
It did.
I'll have that one in that colour. There we go. If you go for the MG4 hatchback, you do get one extra colour choice.
Yeah, but it means you're going to slave for an additional 10 seconds.
Yeah, and it's an horrible colour. Well, in fact, they're all horrible colours, to be honest.
Well, I think that's more the 3D representation on the website, because I have seen some of the colours in person when I've seen the cars on the road, and they're not as hideous and as vivid as they make out.
I've seen an MG5 in the red, and actually,
it's fine.
To be fair, it's a really nice colour. Yeah. But you're not overburdened with options there.
You're not. But there's a lot.
But that's how they're keeping the price down, isn't it? That's how they're keeping the price down.
But it's still going to be a nice car. If you get a 5 trophy long range in red, you're laughing. That is, relatively speaking, that is a cheap car.
It is a very cheap car, and with the facelift, it doesn't look like an old Passat anymore. So, bonus.
Yeah. We're all winning on that. So terribly sorry about
that. We tried and then realised,
we made utter tits of ourselves.
Well, we always go to our strengths.
Yeah, I tell you what, we haven't gone to for a little while. Bond.
Oh, we haven't. That's very true.
There've been a couple of parties and shindigs in the past week or so for the 60th anniversary.
It's all still going on, isn't it? Yeah,
it's all still going on, and not so much the actual proper Bond party. You expect to see Daniel Craig out in force, even though he's kind of done with it.
He's done his contracts run out, isn't it now? I think,
but I can still understand why you'd want to participate in something that celebrates its history, not necessarily celebrates him.
Yes.
But one thing that did piss me off, I saw it today, actually. He was at the Amiga Seamaster launch event.
Yes, I saw. He is doing his fair share at the moment.
All right, you're all dolled up in your tux there, mate. I thought you were finished. What we need to be doing is, while we've said it before, I have all the time in the world for him, and what he did was fantastic.
Yeah.
But we need to stop flogging, quite literally, the dead horse.
Yes, we do need to move on, don't we? We've had precious little movement in that direction.
Absolutely boggle.
Barbara Broccoli refuses to be drawn on Might Be Coming Next. She still keeps banging on about how we need to celebrate Daniel's tenure.
Yes, that's right. She can do that in her shrine.
Yeah, yeah, I know. We need to move on. We really do need to move on. I was hoping we might have a new actor announced by the end of this year, but there seems precious little chance of that.
Shit the bed. If that happens, we really need to jump on our episode of saying, right, who we think it's going to be or who we would consider for the role.
The problem I've got is that I don't know any of the kind of up-and-coming actors, particularly if they do decide to do, go back in time or do some sort of prequel or, set it in the 50s or the 60s, which there has been talk of.
Yeah.
They're going to need a much younger actor, and I don't know any of the younger actors.
Well, I've having sort of rattled through the the obvious list. There are a handful that I'm aware of. Some I have no idea, but there are some that I would think, yeah, all right, that's actually not a bad shout. But I tell you what, before Christmas is with us, you and I really need to tackle this.
We do. I did start some research on it a little while ago. I need to revisit that so that we can polish off an episode on who we think could do the job. Yeah,
I've got my list.
Outside of each other, obviously, clearly, either of us could step right into that.
After the rumours of saying the age range they're after, I am really in the sweet spot.
You are. Yeah, I might be better with the more sort of hideously disfigured villain. But
but what I'm saying is, I've only got the age bit on my side. The rest of it,
that's
absolutely bollocks.
It's the only criteria you can match.
Yeah,
he's the right age, but
yeah,
have to get in the gym.
Oh, God. It's hard enough getting out of bed at the best of times.
I could play I could do a historical reenactment of the airship from A View to a Kill. I reckon I could make that work. If I get a T-shirt with the Zorin logo on,
just pop that on.
So,
we'll lie you down and away you go.
Yeah, there we go. Look, it's a wonderful scale model of the airship.
It's a bit, so I don't remember the airship being quite so sweary.
Flapping the arms about. Anyway, excluding ourselves, clearly we would be perfect. We'll try and have a go at that. I will brush up. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my list. I've got their ages, and I've got some of their more well-known parts. Some of which I knew. Some of I have had to go up and look up.
There were a couple that I knew, and the rest that I've sort of come up with, I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, and there were a couple there actually that I was shocked that their age was higher than I thought it was. And I thought,
yes,
that really is a shame because that could have worked.
It depends. Well, I mean, we don't know anything about what they've got in mind. I mean, I'm not entirely convinced they do either.
No. Well, I know what's in Barbara's mind.
Well, she can't have him back.
Well, she doesn't want him back. She just wants him. That's the issue.
Yeah, that is a problem, isn't it? Yeah, yes. She needs to get over that. But I did hear a little bit of Bond trivia this week, which I've never heard before. And it's true because I heard it from the horse's mouth, as it were. We're aware of Mr. Kevin McClory.
Yeah.
We've discussed him before, I think.
Oh, that's true. And we're meant to have actually watched Never Say Never Again to find some redeeming feature.
There's something else we haven't done. Yes,
right. That's another thing.
That's another thing we need to do. Yes, you're right. Yes. So, yes, the producer of the alternative Bond film, he had the rights to Thunderball after an extended legal battle, etc., etc., etc. And he made Never Say Never Again. Well, it turns out, and I've never heard this before, that after the shenanigans around The Living Daylights, where Brosnan was going to do it, and then he couldn't because he had to carry on with Remington Steele, and they gave us Dalton and all of that faff in the mid-'80s. It turns out after he lost it, and he'd sort of, brooded for a little while, his agent approached Kevin McClory about doing another Thunderball remake starring Pierce Brosnan.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, and they worked up a script, and they got some financing in place. I believe he said from Japan. But it turned out that McClory had got a bit carried away, and his right to remake Thunderball ran out after a certain period of time. And of course, he'd already done Never Say Never Again in '83. And by the time they'd got to '88, I believe this was, his option to do it was running out. And he'd gone back to court to try and extend that right, and to even potentially produce original stories using the James Bond name. And it all got so bogged down in legality and red tape that it all just fell apart, and Brosnan moved on, and that was the end of it. But apparently they did try and get that off the ground.
I mean, we've got to be grateful that Brosnan didn't do that, because he must have looked at Never Say Never Again and went, this isn't a good idea.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I suppose you got to look at it in the where he was at that time. He'd done some movies. He'd done some very good movies, Fourth Protocol and the like. He was well known on television, certainly in the US, but he wasn't the movie star that we know today.
No, this is true.
He did do a few quite bad movies, let's be honest.
I hope you're not lumping Taff into
that. No, absolutely not. No, I wouldn't malign that at all. But it never came to anything because McClory, was constantly so bogged down in legal problems that they just couldn't get it off the ground. But he did try. But it was Brosnan's people that approached McClory, not the other way around.
See, that's probably the most interesting part, actually.
Yeah. And it was Brosnan that looked at it and thought, oh, well, if I can't be Bond with them, maybe I'll do it with him. He got so kind of worked up that he was going to be James Bond. And then when at the last minute it all fell apart, and then Remington Steele still didn't continue, so it was all for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it was fine. We got him being a tremendous Bond.
Yeah, it all came back round again, and it was all wonderful. But I could understand why at the time, he's going to be walking around seeing all the posters with Dalton as Bond, and he's got to be thinking, well, that should have been me. I mean, you would, wouldn't you? That would only be natural. Yeah. You got so close. I mean, he was actually signed to do The Living Daylights. It was going to happen.
But I mean, thankfully, the persistence came through, because GoldenEye was, for me, I was so blown away by that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that at the cinema, and what a breath of fresh air it was. And we hadn't had a Bond for so long. Yeah, it was. It's his best, definitely, of the four that he did.
It's difficult because I often toil about that between GoldenEye and The World Is Not Enough.
World Is Not Enough is very, very good. Yeah. And he had relaxed into the character a bit more. But I think because so much was on the line with GoldenEye.
It was just such a tremendous launch. It had everything. I really loved that film.
Yeah.
I still do. Every time you rewatch and go, right, it doesn't even feel dated. It's still classy.
Yeah, it's aged so well, hasn't it?
In any spy film that's got those Russian overtones as well, love it.
Yeah, it's real Cold War, isn't it? Even though the Cold War had ended, it was the introduction of Judi Dench as well, which of course reflected real life MI6 at the time, because Stella Remington was in charge. So, it is a perfect film. I think GoldenEye. It's got it all.
I'll tell you what, though, as we're mentioning it, we should probably doff the cap and pay our respects to Robbie Coltrane, because I don't think we mentioned it at the time, did we?
Well, I don't think we did at the time. No, indeed, that was very sad. Yes, a fine actor. And,
not just Bond. He had a hand in many things. He was most excellent,
and a bit of a classic car buff.
Absolutely loved his cars.
Yeah, Yeah. So appropriate to mention here. That was a bit of a shock.
Yes,
to hear about that. So
he will be missed.
But of course, star of GoldenEye, and absolutely superb.
Yes, he played a Russian shit perfection.
He really did.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. And I think he had a really good time doing it.
I was so glad that he got an even bigger role in The World Is Not Enough.
Yes. Well, he deserved it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And he ended up saving Bond's life at the end.
Oh, this is true. Yes, because when he was attached to Elektra's sexy device.
That's indeed. Yes. 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 That. Yes.
Well, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Yes, it was designed to kill him, but she was quite hot.
Yeah, you don't need the word quite in there.
No, but you know what? It's a very... Oh, you're torn, aren't you?
It's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Yeah. It's... Yeah. Yeah, it could go either way with that. Yeah.
Oh, God, we're down that dirty rabbit hole.
Don't go any further down there. No.
Right. Cars. So, wouldn't be an episode of Us Lot without some moaning.
Yeah.
You had a bit of wine there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you caught me off guard. Yeah, your sentence finished sooner than I thought it would.
Terribly, terribly sorry. And we must chastise. No praise to be lumped on here. There will be a special edition BMW to mark the 50 years of the M cars, and we've remade a homage to the BMW 3-litre CSL, the Batmobile as we know it, and it is hideous.
Yes, well, BMW only do hideous at the moment, don't they?
But they've gone right. We've taken this really special thing, and we've
ruined.
Yes. And I'm sorry, the original CSL Batmobile, while it is overkill, it's done with class, it's done with elegance, and it's for a reason. This is toss.
Yes.
I saw it today when I was skimming the internet at lunchtime. What on earth have you done here?
Oh, no.
I got nothing.
They didn't need to do that.
No, I mean, by all means, recognise this historic moment in time with the BMW M cars, but why does it have to look like a turd?
Because that's all they know how to do at the moment, unfortunately. I'm just looking it up.
Probably quickest way is, I think Pistoners have got it on the homepage at the moment.
Oh, have they? Oh, I'll go there then. Yeah, so I was looking at that earlier. I didn't notice it.
It's quite new today.
There it is. Yeah. Oh my word. Yes. Yep. Well, yes. They're sticking with the massive grille, aren't they?
Massive grille. The ride height seems a little odd. It seems a tad bulbous, and then the roofline quite low.
Yeah.
I absolutely love a white BMW with M Sport colours, but they've overdone it.
Gold wheels.
I don't object to a gold wheel. I really don't. But it's too much. They've overdone that. The front
massive wing on the back.
But I mean, I suppose they are going for the back.
Yes, homage to the original. It's the front end, isn't it? What are they doing?
It's the front, and there's too much car before you get to the windows.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It is very. It's got a very long bonnet, hasn't it?
It's got a long bonnet, but I'm also saying as well, from the floor to the windows.
Yeah, well, that's modern cars, though, isn't it? It's crash protection,
crash protection. But you also see what I mean about ride height. That's an awful lot of daylight underneath that car.
It is high up, isn't it? And it's not like the wheels are. There's not a lot of room in the wheel arches. It looks like it's running really low, but it's really high off the ground. That's odd, isn't it? You're right. That's very odd. It's like it's been lowered, but it is naturally high up. Yeah, that is weird. How have they achieved that?
And and I just
people buy it, don't they?
Oh yeah, they'll buy that and they'll put it. Oh, look at the gear knob.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, I think I've got a chest of drawers with some handles on it that look just like that.
Yes, I think I had something like that, but they
it's
were definitely
it's just
from the 80s.
Yeah, this is really old. It's in the garage. It's what all my carpet's in, and it's like 80s MFI. That's exactly what that is.
Oh, nice reference, MFI. Good.
Oh, did you like that?
Yes. I did. Yeah.
It's an MFI drawer handle. That's what they've used there. It is. It's just like it.
It is. I can't fault your analogy there. That is. What have they done?
Oh no. That doesn't celebrate the spirit of M at all. No, we don't need that. Make it go away.
Yep.
I was hoping to interject at this point that I had seen an original 635 CSI on Facebook Marketplace this week, quite close to us, and I did, but it has now gone.
Oh dear!
I think it was down near Exeter, and it was off the road. It looked like it had spent a little while in a hedge, but it was recoverable. It wasn't horrific. It was in white, and it was an original 635 CSI. But it appears to have gone, so I can't do that, unfortunately.
There's a BMW you'd want.
It was about $4,000. They were asking about $4,000 for it.
That must have been on its arse, though.
Oh yeah, it needed a lot of work, but
I'll tell you.
Okay, they don't come up that often.
No, I bet. No, my goodness me, yeah, that'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
get on board with one of those. Yeah, but the new one, no, that can be.
That's no. I'll tell you what. Before we round off, let's have one last little topic of going. You often regale me with stories from your local supermarket car park.
I do, yes. It's become an ongoing feature for.
Yeah, and now I feel like I can partake.
Because you are visiting the self-same supermarket.
I visited it twice this week.
Yeah, you would
to grab a spot of lunch.
Very good.
And I believe I've spied the Mark IV Escort in
question. The red one.
The red one, yeah.
Yes.
E-plate, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's surprisingly good condition for something that is under real regular use, and especially at the moment, if you consider our weather, which is diabolical.
It is, but it looks to me like someone's dailying that. And I think
they work, caring for it.
I think they work there. Yeah, it's not on its original wheels, I would say. I think the wheels are from a Sierra. But
yeah, I mean they're at least Ford wheels. We'll let them off.
Oh yeah. No, it's really nice. And of course, I had one. I had an E-plate Mark IV Escort, so particularly strong reminiscences for me. But that is glorious, and it's there. Yeah, all the time, every other day.
Yeah, I was most impressed.
It's really nice, isn't it?
I mean, it's not exactly a massive supermarket, is it, by certain standards? But it does the job. But yeah, we had that in there. There was a Mark II MR2. There was Oh, what else was it? Oh, there was some pawning over it because I was all excited. Oh my goodness me!
You've forgotten what it was.
My brain is frazzled this week, but it's yeah. Oh God, what was it? It wasn't anything particularly sporty or anything like that. What on earth was it? It'll come to me in a minute. But yeah. It's very interesting.
For a small supermarket with a small car park, it turns up a lot of nice little things.
Yeah, I was most impressed. I was really pleased to have seen that Mark IV Escort because
I'm glad you've seen that. Yeah, I think it's lovely. Like you say, somebody dailying it, but really caring for. I mean, when do you ever see a Mark IV Escort? When do you ever see an Escort of any sort? Not like
no,
that.
you don't. No, well, those they're speed dial.
Friday night. Yes.
Well, not my speed dial, but some speed dial. Yeah. Oh God.
Nice save.
Just fetch me a shovel. I'll get myself out of this hole. What?
No one will suspect a thing. You're all right.
Yes, give up.
You're all good.
If I brought us to our natural conclusion
there is one more item.
Oh, thank goodness for me. Actually, let's not end on that
because you're wheel spinning in a ditch at the moment. We need to drag you out. This is only a small thing. We've spent a lot of time on this car recently already, but it came to my...
It's a Jaguar X-Type, isn't it?
No.
Oh,
it's not. It's not, but you're close.
Okay.
You'll see why in a minute. I did put this on our Discord today, actually, but it is 30 years to the day, 24th of November, since Ford launched the Mondeo.
What a masterpiece of a vehicle.
I love the Mark 1 Mondeo. I think it was brilliant.
I don't think I could... I mean, well, yeah, I agree. The first one was absolute stunner.
Yeah.
I remember being excited about it. I remember my dad taking me to the Ford garage so that I could peer through the window at it in excitement.
Yeah.
We think, why am I peering through the window in excitement at something that's essentially going to become a rep car?
Yes, as indeed it did. But another car, when did you last see one?
But do you remember, it was the one that Tor Garages had in Barnstable, was that kind of burnt orange bronze colour.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was just like, that's it.
Yeah.
Dad, go and buy it. He's like, I can't afford it. But don't give me problems.
No, don't give me problems. Just bring me the solutions. I did drive one back in the day. It must have been 96, the company I was working for at the time. It wasn't my boss's car. It was my boss's car. And I had to run some errands in it one day. And that was, it would have been fairly new at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't have been more than sort of 18 months old at most. And it was such a nice car to drive. Such a nice car. The driving position and everything was just perfect. Really comfortable, really nice view. You could see to the end of the bonnet. It was, even though it was kind of long and sloped and things, the visibility in it was amazing.
What a car.
It was really good.
Well,
really that. But yeah, 30 years to the day that we first saw the Ford Mondeo.
That's impressive. And you just think it was such an important car.
Yes, it was. Replacing such an important car, which itself replaced such an important car. It was in, the Cortina replaced by the Sierra, replaced by the Mondeo.
And now is no more.
And now is no more, and we
like
don't...
a Fiesta. For goodness sake, Ford, stop it.
Doing all these triumphs that you've had in the past, not those sort of triumphs.
No, they are not successful.
No.
But I know we've mentioned it before, and we're not blowing smoke up his arse, but the whole New Labour thing.
Yeah. Tony
Mondeo
Blair.
man.
Yeah, he specifically targeted what he called Mondeo man. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a huge portion of the demographic at the time. And you go,
yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Gotta love a Mondeo. I've never had a Mondeo. I feel at some point I might need to correct that. Because particularly, you can't find a Mark 1 or a Mark 2.
We've had this discussion about Mark 1, Mark 2.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I know.
Because my dad had...
all right, Mark 1 or the big headlight?
Yes. Dad had the big headlight Frank Butcher one. not in green.
There you go. Not in green with a girl on the bonnet.
No, as I recall, he never had a girl on the bonnet.
You'd have remembered
Jesus Christ, not like that.
You'd have remembered that.
Yeah.
You've spun off into a ditch again there.
Yeah. I've said a phrase involving my dad that it's not for me.
No, it's a bad place to be.
Yeah.
What we refer to as the Mark III, but probably isn't officially.
Well, we looked. Didn't we look this up? And we did. I can't remember which way around it is.
Opinion is divided.
There's Mark 1, 2, and 3, and then there's Generation 1 and 2, and then there's a Generation 1 facelift, which is the big headlights. I'm like, oh, for goodness sake!
It's very confused. But the third iteration of it, there you go. The third shape, if you like. Third body style, those are very cheap at the moment.
And that's where you want to be. That's
very cheap. Yeah, I'm quite, because I've been looking at S types, I've been looking at V70s, but the third generation Mondeo, it beats them all on price, and there's loads around for less than £1,000. At the moment. In fact, we're almost getting to the point where a decent Mark 1 Focus will cost more than a third gen Mondeo, and nice stuff as well. Gears and Gear X's in good shape, MOT, not all bashed about. Quite tempted by a third gen Mondeo.
Oh, bloody hell, are we bookending this then? Are we saying right at the beginning we're going to go and buy a Focus, and now you go,
it might turn out to be a Mondeo,
unless we deviate at the last second and go, "Ooh, we did just buy a Mondeo estate." Bollocks to it.
Yeah. If I had to choose, all things being equal, if I was stood there, both the same price, all the same toys, all the kit, everything. If I had to choose for myself, I would probably have a Mondeo.
God damn. Going to start a rumble saying things like that, aren't you?
So it's controversial, but I'm not saying it's for everyone. I'm not saying it's better than a Focus. If I had to choose for myself to dart about in, I would probably.
The trouble is, though, if it's sub 1,000 and it's going to be our fleet vehicle, then there's going to be a debate, isn't there?
Are you going to try and claim there's got to be some sort of democracy here?
No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying
you're going to have to vote on it. There's only two of us. That won't work.
No, it won't work. There'll be some poor seller there twiddling his thumbs while you and I argue.
You'll give him a punch up on his driveway.
Yeah. And if he even considers hurrying us along,
well, he's going to lose the sale.
He's going to lose. No, we'll just walk off.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just going to walk away.
Yeah. So right, okay then. So
just saying, I think a Mondeo should be considered.
Okay, so we've gone from absolute dead cert buying a fleet Focus to might not be a Focus.
It might be a Mondeo, but from the same era.
Okay.
Same, because it would be a third gen Mondeo.
Yeah.
For that era, so 2000 to 2007, that third gen ran. So
that's
peak Mark 1 Focus era. Although the Mark 1 Focus ended in 2005, but
there's a decent bit of crossover there. So
indeed. So it should be considered, I feel.
Okay, it'll be a Ford from that era. It won't be a street car. That's my only caveat.
I'm very happy with that.
If we spin off and get something different, it's not going to be that. So
no, I'm going to say it's not going to be a cat at all. Actually, ticks no boxes for me.
I've driven
them. But we've already got a Puma.
Yeah, it's kind of that nippy fun thing.
We don't need that,
and we've also got a massive rust headache anyway.
Yeah, we're quite. We're already having to deal with the welding issue. So yes, it's. I don't think we need to double up like that. I
no,
think,
you don't need another car that could possibly blow away in the night.
No, quite. Well, I'm emptying the garage out. I'm going to make sure it's not going to.
Oh yeah, you're nailed on that.
I'm partway through. I may need another tip run, but I'll let you know. It's
that's fine. I've run my errands in the large vehicle, so you can have it back if you need it.
I was going to say, just drop the keys off one morning on your way to work. I'll pop round and get it.
Ideal. Well, you might have to take me home.
Well, no, not if you came to work in the Mini and just dropped the Volvo keys off on the way.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yep, I understand.
Yes. Then Dawn can give me a lift to go and get the Volvo during the day while you're at work, and then you go home in the Mini, and you'll be none the wiser as to whether I've taken the Volvo or it's been nicked. You won't know.
Well, I could ask you. It's probably the easiest.
But I might choose to, keep that going for a little while. Just keep you guessing.
Okay.
Till the police turn up, and
I was going to say, I'll tell the Rozzers to start there.
It'll the joke will wear off.
Yes.
No, he gave me the key. Look.
No, thief. Oh dear. Right. Well, if you're not banged up next week, we'll do another episode.
We'll try.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, join us next week to see which Ford we haven't bought yet.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.